Tonight in this State of the Columbia Crime Report, we crack the crime stats from the past 10 years to see whether crime is really increasing. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Reek. Angie is here in the studio with KOMU8's Becca Habegger, who's been investigating trends and how a new police chief might have something to do with rising numbers. Ladies.
Interesting, isn't it? Thanks a lot, Jim. 2009 crime statistics for Columbia came out last week. You can't tell much of anything by just looking at 1 year, though. So, Becca, you've crunched some of the numbers.
Yeah, I was interested in looking at 2009 and 2008 and how they stacked up, since in 2009, Columbia got a new police chief last spring, and along with him, some new programs.
And you checked out some of the trends during the course of an entire decade as well.
Yes, that's true. And despite some of the perceptions out there that crime is on the rise, it's actually not. Most Columbia crime rates aren't growing any faster than the population itself. Now take a look at this chart. Each bar represents the total number of property crimes reported every year in the past decade. 2009 saw the second highest number of reported property crimes, but keep in mind that the population is rising as well. In the 2000 census, Columbia's population was a little more than 80,000, and a 2008 estimated that number at a little more than 100,000. That's a 25% increase in population, but only a 10.5% rise in property crime over the course of 10 years. Now, let's take a look at the violent crimes reported each year. Now, these back here are far fewer. Where the number of reported property crimes each year runs in the thousands, you can see violent crime, however, sticks around 500 annually. Now in 2009, the total rose slightly from 2008, putting 2009 just above the average for the decade. But that average includes a couple of low years and one high one, as you can see, in 2007. Now for the trend since 2000, violent crime is up about 24%. And if you'll recall, that's roughly the same as the population increase. Violent crimes mean the number of homicides, rapes, robberies, and aggravated assaults reported in any given year. Property crimes mean burglary and theft, including motor vehicle theft. Now, you've probably been hearing about those bait cars the police department is using. Well, they might be working in deterring theft. Motor vehicle theft dropped almost 20% from last year. In fact, it's the lowest this number has been in the past decade. And 2008 saw a spike in burglaries, but that number decreased by about a third in 2009. Police Chief Ken Burton stepped into his position in early spring of last year. Since then, the Columbia Police Department has put into place several new programs, such as online crime reports and geographic policing. Another program Burton put in place is a full-time spokesperson for the department to handle media. And Officer Jesse Hayden says sometimes a rise in reported crimes can mean a program is working.
I think we'll see our traffic enforcement go up, and we'll see our self-initiated activities go up. And I think that that could mean that you'll see our numbers of arrests go up as well.
Now, we can only scratch the surface here on a decade of crime numbers. If you'd like to see the 10 years of data plus links to more information, check out this story on the front page of our website right now. That's KOMU.com.